How's it going? Friday, June 27th, 2025. 8 o'clock in the morning. Hope everyone's doing okay. Baseball players from the past who have significant accomplishments in their career. I'm curious. This video, Ginger Beaumont. Have you heard of him? I was reading some baseball books and I was looking up baseball records, stats. I came across this guy's name, Ginger Beaumont. He's old school, 1899 through 1910. Only played 12 years. He got into 1,463 games. But you know what's curious about the guy? He was a good player. 1,759 career hits. And he stopped playing at age 33. He got an early start, started at age 22. 12 years. 2 of those years were half seasons. So combine the half seasons into one season. 11 years, he got 1,759 hits. That's pretty good, right? Double that. Double the 1,759 hits. What does that give you? About 3,500. So you have to double the years in order to get the double the hits, right? So he played 11 years. If he had a 22-year career, he would have had 3,500 hits. Did you know that about Ginger Beaumont? That was the pace that he was on. But he stopped playing at age 33 in the year 1910. Why? You know what I think the thinking of ball players at that time was? They weren't getting paid much. Maybe some players made 2,000, 3,000, maybe 5,000 a year. I know players like Ty Cobb and Hornsby and some of those guys, Nap Lajoie, who were really great players. They had higher contracts. I think Cobb started off, 5,000, then he got up to 10,000, 15,000. Eventually made his way all the way up to 50,000. Babe Ruth, another example, started off, I think he started off around 8,000, and he got all the way up to 80,000. But players like Ginger Beaumont, I keep saying Ginger Beaumont, I think they couldn't get more than 5,000 a year. And they may have considered, you know what, in baseball, it's only like 6 to 7 months. I'm getting this amount. Maybe I can get another profession. I think that was the thinking of some of these players. So in Ginger Beaumont's career, he stopped at age 33, probably got into another profession. But this guy was a really good hitter. By the way, if you had a son, would you name him Ginger? I wouldn't. When I think of Ginger, I think of Gilligan's Island, don't you? Ginger and Marianne. By the way, if you ask me who would I pick between Marianne and Ginger, hands down Marianne. Sorry. So was Ginger Beaumont his real name? I'm looking it up. Yep. There's no nickname. Ginger Beaumont. 5'8", about 190 pounds. So he was a little stocky. Let's look at his career quickly. I think this guy was a good player. I question why he stopped playing. So in 1899, his first year, 22 years old, gets 154 hits and bats 352 as a rookie. That's legitimate because he had 437 at bats. So this guy can hit. His second year, plays more games, get more at bats. He scores 105 runs. His first year, 90 runs scored. Second year, 105. Good production. But he tailed off in hits. He got 158, so his batting average, 279. Second year. Third year, he comes back. 558 at bats, 120 runs scored. So 3 years in a row, scoring 100 runs. Just about. His first year, 90. Second year, 105. Third year, 120. 185 hits. That's a great improvement from the year before. He was at 158. Now he goes 185. And he played less games. He bats .332. Fourth year, 1902. 599 at bats, 100 runs scored, 3 years in a row, 193 hits. Bats .357 and wins the batting title. .357. Fifth year, 1903. Ginger Beaumont breaks out. 141 games, 613 at bats. Listen to this. 137 runs scored. 4 years in a row, 100 or more. And he breaks 200. 209 hits. .341 batting average. So he's not a slugger. I'm not mentioning his home runs. He's not an RBI producer. Never had 100 RBIs in a season. And I'm not mentioning the total bases because he never had 300 total bases in a season. But he does get those three good categories. 137 runs scored. That's a good amount. 209 hits, and he bats .341. So he's got 4 seasons, 300 or better. 1904, 153 games. Plays every day except one. Because 154 game season. 615 at bats. He goes 97 runs scored. So this becomes 6 years in a row, 90 or more runs scored. 185 hits. He's on a really good roll. Listen to these last 4 years. 185 hits, 193, 209, and 185. Good 4-year stretch. That's .301. 5 times 300 or better. 1905. 103 games, so he misses about 51. 126 hits. Does manage .328 batting average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. 300 or better. I told you this guy was a good hitter. 1906, 80 games. This is one of the seasons where he only plays half. There's another season where he plays another half. So if you combine those 2 seasons, he had 80 games, and then his last year he had 76. Combine that as one season. His career is basically 11 years. So in 1906, 265. 1907 bounces back, gets 187 hits. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times over 180. Bats .322. That's his 7th 300 batting average season. Then his last 3 years, he's under 300. He goes 267. Then in 1909, 263. And in 1910, 267. So his last 3 years, not as productive. I think that affected his career batting average because up to this point, up to about 1907, he's about a .325 career batting average. But his last 3 years, under 300, brought it down. He ends up .311 career batting average. But here's what you need to take note of with Ginger Beaumont. Like I said, 11 years, he got 1,759 hits. So look at it this way. Let's say you play 10 years and you get 150 hits per year. That's 1,500 hits in 10 years. So Ginger Beaumont gets 1,759 in basically 11 years. You see the pace he was on? So he's about 170 average in hits. If he had played 22 years, the pace he was on was 3,500 hits. And I think his batting average would have stayed above 300, probably 320. Let's look at his numbers: 1,463 games, 5,660 at bats, scored 955 runs in 11 years. So again, look at it this way. If you scored 100 runs per season in 10 years, that's 1,000, right? So in 11 years, he gets 955. You see? See how close he was to almost averaging about 90 runs scored per season played. 1,759 career hits, 182 doubles, 92 triples, 39 homers, not a home run guy, and not much of a RBI producer, 617. So he doesn't have Hall of Fame baseball numbers. Struck out about 300 times. That's good. That's a good percentage of fewer strikeouts per at bats. He had, let's count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons out of 11, 300 or better. That's not bad. 362 on base career, 393 slugging, 2,222 total bases. So he's not a total base guy. He's not a home run slugger. He's not an RBI producer. But he's a good hitter, contact hitter. And a 311 career batting average impresses me. That's why I looked at him. That's why I covered him. And I think he's one of the few baseball players in baseball history that if he had had 20 to 22 years, I think he could have reached 3,000 hits if he had just stuck with it. Stop playing at age 33. A lot of guys play till 40 or 42. All right, that's Ginger Beaumont. What do you think of the guy? Interesting character in baseball history. All right, who's next? Here's an interesting guy. I like looking at the old timers. There's a lot of guys I can choose from. A lot of guys 300 or better career batting average. I want to knock out some of these old timers just for the fun of it. Put them on my YouTube channel and just devote one video to them. Other guys, you got to vote 2 or 3 videos. Did you know with Pete Rose, when I covered him, I devoted 24 videos. And with Ty Cobb, I had 24 videos. But some of these other guys just get one video. Fred Clark. I don't think I have covered him. I'm looking at, I keep track of all the guys I've covered. Fred Clark is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Did he deserve it? He's got a long career. 21 years. So you see, some guys, they stick around. This guy is a pretty good player. Did he deserve the Baseball Hall of Fame? Yes. Let's look at Fred Clark next. I'm out.